All right, we'll go ahead and get started. A reminder, there are no recordings during the press conference. Please make sure to silence cell phones, electronic devices, and whenever you get the mic to ask a question, give your name and affiliation. We're joined by Oklahoma head coach Patty Gasso and players Riley Boone, Kelly Maxwell, and T.R.E. Jennings. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Gasso, go to questions just for players. Players will leave, and then we'll go to questions just for Coach Gasso. So if you have an opening statement.
Sure. Memorable game. It was very exciting. Great pitching on both sides. We respect UCLA like nobody's business. They're such a good all-around team. Hitters, great hitters. They're just an all-around great team. This was an important game for both of us. And Kelly decided to throw one of the best games of her life today. And there was no way we would be pulling her after the job she was doing. TRA, what was really cool, Alina got hit in the eye, and we knew she was going to be out. TRA comes up right after that happened, hits the ball out. And then those are memories. This becomes life, right? So when you gather up together in 10 years, you're going to talk about those things. You're going to talk about this. And that's what's cool, is it's more than just winning and losing, because UCLA played toe-to-toe. We played toe-to-toe together. But there are just a few moments that you'll never forget.
All right, we'll open up for questions to players with Ryan on the front row, right?
Ryan Chapman, all Sooners. Kelly, what was working so well for you today?
God is good. I just want to say that I had an eye-opening conversation with Coach this morning, and I just put it all out there today.
All right, we'll get a front row left to James.
James Hale, CBS Sports Radio, 105.3 HD1. TRA, talk about your at-bat and your home run, and you know what Coach talked about there. Did that give you some kind of an emotional charge when you went up to plate?
Yeah, I knew that I was just going to be confident in myself. Lena went down, and I was like, you know what, I just got to get this party started and just hit the ball hard, not even try to hit it out or nothing. But Kelly was dealing. Our team was fighting on defense, and today was just a dogfight. So just continuing just to hit the ball hard was the only thing that I was thinking of.
All right, we'll stay on the front row left to Barry.
Yeah, Barry Trammell with the Tulsa World. TRA, do you ever think about your place in OU history? I mean, it's one thing to win games and things, but, I mean, you're one of the all-time greats. Do you ever ponder that, or is that something for later?
Yeah, I don't think about it. Something for later, for sure. Definitely an honor when I see it up on social media, but when I'm in the moment, I don't think of anything besides just fighting for this team.
All right, we'll go front row left to Jenny.
Kelly, you can't say you had an eye-opening conversation with Coach and not tell us a little more. What was that conversation? What were the just topics? And when you sat down, you sort of had a big exhale. Can you kind of talk us through the emotions of all this?
I mean, it was definitely faith-oriented and just giving him all the power in him to just go out there and be free and play free. And I think we had a good game plan, Coach Rocha, and just being able to mix speeds and just trusting my team behind my back.
All right, we'll stay front row left.
Brady Vernon, Softball America. Kelly, just kind of going off of that point, it just seemed a lot of your swing and misses were on off speeds or just taking a little bit off pitches. Just was that kind of the plan of attack today and just going against a really good plan of today?
Yeah, I think it's a really important whenever you're playing a team like UCLA. I mean, they have really good hitters top to bottom, so you always got to keep them off balance and change their timing. So just being able to change speeds and just go for it.
All right, we'll go front row left to Eric.
Riley, Eric Bailey, Tulsa World. Riley, you've seen the evolution of Kelly from day one joining this program to today. What was she like this afternoon, just battling out of issues, base runners and such, and going to that seventh inning and just bearing down and getting those last 3 outs?
I think she was super calm. I think she knew who she was playing for. She looked like there was nothing that could happen to rattle her. I felt her confidence, and I felt so much trust that she trusted us, knowing that she can leave everything on the field, and at the end of the day, defense is going to have her back. And we knew that every pitch that she gave, there was no questioning it. She looked all in, and it looked like she was playing for God, and then like no one else was in the stadium except for her and God.
All right, we'll stay front row left.
Sydney Supley, Softball America. Riley, I don't think there's anyone in the country who celebrates a bunt as well as you do.
Oh.
What do you hope for in those moments to really fire your team up?
Honestly, just giving them the bat, passing them the bat. I'm not really worried about trying to be a hero, getting the big hit, but I trusted Avery, whatever the outcome was. I trusted that she was going to get the job done, whatever it looked like, and I kind of just like give my energy to the team of just like take this and run with it, and let's see what happens.
Right, we go second row left.
Colton Sully, the Oklahoman. TRA, how special was it to get to play against Maya again for potentially the last time on this field?
Yeah, super special. Me and her go way back. Just celebrating her birthday today, and just we know no matter what, the love runs deep, way more than softball. And I texted her this morning. I said, no matter the outcome, I love you, and I'm rooting for you. And just we have that sisterhood like it's no other. And you just move on and you wish them the best.
Right, we'll get a second row on the right.
Daniel Homrock, OU Daily. TRA, just going off of that, can you just describe that relationship with her and just what was it like just seeing her today?
Yeah, just going through travel ball together. Grew up together and playing for Batbusters, specifically for Mike Stith, Mark Campbell, a coach really near dear to us who passed away, and we know that the Batbusters just run deep for each other, no matter we're on the field. Super competitive. We're super, super competitive. We see her, I'm like, hey, you're too slow to go catch that little flyer, then she just looks at me and laughs. So, no matter how competitive we are, just again, the love runs deep for the Batbusters, and for me and her, it's just a full circle moment on the field.
Right, that'll wrap up questions for players. Thank you. All right, we'll start questions for Coach Gasso with second row on the right to Ryan.
Ryan Aber from the Oklahoman. Patty, can you talk to us a little bit about that conversation this morning with Kelly, what that was like, and just what, from your perspective, was what made this performance stand out the way it did?
What stood out is her response, without question. She has been going through a lot. She's been through a lot. This was a big game for her, so it was really getting it off of her. It's been hanging on her since she got here, and it's been hard to watch her not be able to break through because there's just so many negatives coming, and it just is. It's everywhere. And the conversation was really faith-based, and just hand it over to the Lord and let him guide you. Just be free. She has not pitched free, and that's what's been going on. So to see her do that today, something I'll never forget.
Right, we'll go to the front row left to Jenny.
Patty, can you talk a little bit about UCLA's pitching? Obviously went with Terry and Tinsley. Just the challenge of those two, because obviously Tiara gets the big swing, but they really did a good job on you guys.
They did. They're very challenging. Our game plan was a little off, but they're tough. They move the ball really, really well. I respect the job that that those guys have done. They're young pitchers, and they did not come in feeling intimidated by us or anything. You knew that right from the start. So they just pounded the zone and were making us chase and making us look, and they did a really good job. And when I'm looking at these numbers, they're almost identical with the exception of TRA's home run. So it was quite a matchup, Right,
we'll go to front row right to Jesse.
Jesse Crittenden, OU Insider. Patty, on Thursday was the offensive explosion against Duke, but today offense is really hard to come by for both teams. Just how important is it to maybe win a real defensive battle like this?
Yeah, we've been doing that throughout the season at times. When our offense has been a little stale, our defense will come up and make big plays. Our pitchers will make big competitive pitches. Today, our defense did a really nice job. UCLA was also hitting the ball pretty hard, both sides. They robbed one from Pickering with a great play, and we're just kind of going back and forth. So defense is important. If you have 2 of 3, you're lucky. if you're going to beat UCLA with 2 of 3. So fortunately, we got that big hit. But there were moments when I felt like we were making, putting good swings on, and they were making good plays early in the game. But I don't know. That was just, it felt like 2 heavyweights just going back and forth. I don't know what it felt like from the crowd, because at times it could feel like it could be a boring game. Like, we want offense. So this is one of those good old-fashioned pitching duels. It's fun, but it's like, it's just like gut-wrenching. So.
Just a quick follow-up. Is there any update on Alina? How is she?
Yeah, she got it pretty good. So definitely could not go back in the game, but she's getting medical attention from our great doctors, and we'll see if she'll be available. Fortunately, we have the day off tomorrow, right? I don't even know. Yes, we have the day off, and that's very needed for her. It's very needed for us as well. So hopefully she can get back in, but I'm not sure yet.
All right, we'll go front row left to Eric.
Yeah, and it's kind of what I want to ask about Elena. Just Avery coming in and really at a moment's notice knowing that she's up, a pitch away. I guess all substitutions aren't that way. Can you talk about her coming in and playing, and then what you just mentioned, having a day off? How nice is it just playing a day, getting a day off, playing a day, getting a day off? When you're playing as well as you are, is that good to have that day off, or would you rather keep playing when you're playing with that momentum?
I will speak on behalf of them. It is great to have a day off. For me, I want to just keep playing and be done. It's like, just the waiting around is not my favorite thing, but they need the rest. And I think any coach will tell you it's a different world now. It really is. It's a different world of softball. It is intense. The stakes are different. Everything feels different. It's hard to breathe sometimes. And I know the athletes feel that, and that's very much that student welfare is what I care about. I want them to be healthy, I want them to be rested, and I want their minds to be, I want them to feel safe, that we're not just get out there, keep going. You got to pay closer attention to this generation because they have a lot of needs, and rightly so. And then you asked me something else. Avery, yeah, I did it backwards. Avery has been, I think, people are asking, why do you keep doing that? Why do you keep, well, this is a great reason why, is you have someone that can come in and not miss a beat on defense. I think Avery was a little overmatched offensively, but we were trying to work the dirt, and we didn't get a pitch to allow us to really do that. But having her there made us feel really good.
All right, we'll go front row right to Ryan.
Patty, what was the decision for going back to Kelly? I know you've leaned on the staff all year, but obviously it worked out great, but just the lead up to that.
We always look at matchups, and I'm going to tell you our other pitchers are doing such a great job of sticking with us because they all want it. I think it's very important after the conversation that I had with Kelly that we see how this plays out, because we need her at another level with the rest of our pitchers. So maybe it was a little bit selfish, but I know now that she knows what she can do, and that will open up the door for everybody else here as well. So that was a lot to do with it.
All right, we have time for 2 more. We'll go to front row left to James.
James Hale, OKC Sports Radio 105.3 HD1. Patty, you've had so many great hitters, and I know TRA is one of them. I know that, but you still have her in the lineup. And the fact that she delivered again, I know when you ask her, she's not ready to talk about anything, but she's meant so much to you. And what is it like to have that bat in the lineup?
Well, it kind of feels like Jocelyn Allo at times. When she comes up, something good's going to happen, especially on these big stages. But I think the softball world, whether you like us or not, we've got some really unbelievable athletes that you should enjoy watching. And maybe you don't like their style, but if you love good softball, then you should really appreciate what this group has been doing for a long time and living at a level that is very difficult. The saying of heavy is the head that wears the crown is really true. It really is true. So right now, we aren't the number 1 seed. We're just kind of rolling the way we need to, how we know how. And this team, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just they're so comfortable and confident in this setting that just I leave them alone, let them do their thing.
All right, this last question, Joe, second row left.
Joe Masato, the Oklahoman. Patty, offense has been down, throughout this tournament. Combined batting average is south of 200. Is it just a matter of dominant pitching or any other ways to explain? It's kind of like a throwback almost.
That's a good analogy, because that's what softball was like way back in the day. When you had Lisa Fernandez on the mound, you're not scoring more than 1 run. I think the pitching staffs out there are very, very good, and the way you can interchange some if needed. And it's a young group of pitchers that are really doing an outstanding job. But I think, gone are the days. This is Kelly throwing a full game. It's almost gone are those days. But because she was in a place, we wanted to keep going. But everyone has a good pitching staff. And that's the difference, is if you can call on 2 or 3 or 4 that can get the job done, that's what I'm seeing happening across the country.
All right, that'll wrap things up for Oklahoma.
Thank you.
Thank you.